One-step equations with algebra tiles. This is a digital lesson, so students are able to move these tiles around their screen in order to solve one-step equations. The lesson starts with explaining what each tile represents. So we've got positive and negative 1, represented by a yellow and a red, small red chips. We've got these longer pieces which represent x and negative x. So you can see the red is negative. And then the larger pieces are x squared and negative x squared. Now we're not going to use the x squared pieces in this lesson, but it's a good idea to introduce all of the tiles. Now we're going to look at how each of these equations is represented by tiles. So you want to point out to the students that we have x, so we have this long green piece which represents x, and then 3, positive 3 or 3 yellow, equals 6. Then we have x negative 4 equals 2. We have the x piece, 4 negative 1 pieces, and then that equals 2. So in slide 5, students are going to move these tiles into place just to represent their equations. They're not solving them yet. They're just going to show the equation. So here we have x, positive x, plus 2, so 2 yellow, equal 4. So they're just going to click and hold on each of these to move them into place. And then the next one is x. Negative 5 means we're going to have 5 red pieces. Equals 3. So students are going to do this and just represent each equation. Now, when they get to slide 6, they're going to be solving this algebraic equation, and they're going to do that by creating 0 pairs. So we want to isolate the x, or isolate this variable. To do that, we need to get rid of these 3 yellow tiles. And we're going to do that by adding 3 red, so that we can create 3 0 pairs. If we add 3 red to the left-hand side, we have to add 3 red or negative 3 to the right-hand side. Now once they've done this, then they can take out the 0 pairs because we know they equal 0. So they're not needed in the equation. So I can take out all of these 0 pairs from both sides of the equal sign. Okay, now we're left with x equals 3. So the answer is positive 3, and they're going to type that at the bottom. So they get a little bit more practice with some other equations here. X negative 4 equals 2. Again, I want to isolate this variable x, isolate the green piece. I'm going to do that by adding 4 yellow tiles to create 4 0 pairs. And I'm going to do that to both sides of the equal sign to keep it equal, to keep it balanced. Take out the 0 pairs, which are only on the left-hand side of the equation. We take out 0 pairs, we're just taking out 0. And then we get x equals 6. So we're going to type in a 6. Now some of your students may just come in here and just type in the answer because these are fairly simple equations. However, you want them to show you how they've got their answer with the tiles so that they can understand this conceptually. Same thing on the next slide and the next. Now here is an algebraic equation with multiplication. So we get 5x equals 10. And here's a few more multiplication equations. 4x equals 12, 3x equals 9. So when they get to slide 12, they're going to be moving these 10 tiles so that there's an equal number in each group. So I'm just going to move these over. I want an equal number of yellow tiles next to each green. And then after I've done that, now I can see what x equals. X is going to equal 2. So I'm just going to type in a 2. So that's all they have to do. The next slide, same thing. They're going to move these 12 tiles so there's an equal number next to each x. And then we're going to solve for x. X equals. Same thing on the next slide. And then we've got another practice equation with addition. They're going to add tiles to make 0 pairs. Same thing here. Then we've got a multiplication problem and a couple more to practice. Now when we get to slide 18, now we're looking at division. So here we have x divided by 4. So you can see this large green piece is just a larger version of that x tile. So we're going to divide it into 4 equal groups. Because it equals 3, we're going to place 3 yellow tiles in each section, each of the 4 sections. And when they're done doing that, they're going to get their answer by counting the total yellow pieces. So they're going to end up with 3, 6, 9, 12. Answer is 12. They just count up all the yellow pieces that are inside that X piece. Same thing here. X, we've divided it this time into 5 equal groups. They're going to put 2 yellow in each section. Then they're going to count the total to get their answer. When they get to slide 20, first thing they're going to do is use all the tiles to show 3x equals negative 9. So that means 3 green pieces and 9 red. So now they can create a design, any design they like, but they're using only the pieces that show the equation 3x equals negative 9. So they can move these around and make any kind of design, but just using these pieces. So they can be a little bit creative here at the end. So this is one-step equations with algebra tiles.